And please don't make the super suit green or animated.
This episode is sponsored by iTunes. Go to www.cheapseatreviews.com. Click on the iTunes button, purchase anything you want, and a small portion will go to this podcast.
Mr. Wilson, you've recently been diagnosed with terminal cancer.
We can fight this.
What if I told you we can cure you and give you abilities most men only dream of? I'd say that you sound like an infomercial, but not a good one, like Slap Chop, more shake weighty.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good. This is episode 105, and today we are talking about Deadpool. I am Sean Allred, and joining me tonight is corny Francis Logan.
What's up, man?
Will you spell that out for me, Corny?
In Dead Bodies.
I'm going to spell it out for you.
And Sam is self-aware that he's in a podcast. Vector.
Well, folks, I guess we do break the fourth wall all the time in this podcast. So I was going to do a kind of a quip where I'm telling the audience about how bad this episode's going to be. But I guess I just did.
Yeah, I guess technically we're speaking to the fourth wall in this case, so I don't really think there is a fourth wall. So let's pull in a
So
comfy
did
chair.
I just break the fourth wall?
Did
Did that mean make it the 16th wall?
Yeah. No. This so pull up a comfy chair that Deadpool is, sit on Deadpool's lap and let's dive into this thing. So
I don't think we should do that. That's
No.
here it is. This will be technically your second warning. Your first warning should have been when you clicked on this particular episode.
Yes.
It said
spoiler.
It said spoiler alert. This is your last warning. Spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
This will spoil Deadpool. Okay. Your first spoiler. He is a bad mouth jerk. All right. I know that's going to come to a shock to some of you.
And if you didn't
Second
realize
spoiler.
by the MPAA rating, he is a foul-mouthed jerk.
Yes, and violent, very violent, and sex.
Yes.
All of those things happen in
movies.
In the movies. Yes. Nerds, fans of Firefly everywhere, were very excited for this movie.
Is it bad that I had no idea she was in this movie until I saw it today?
I think so because
Really?
she's in the previews.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I guess I never noticed it.
As soon as I saw the casting, I was like, "Oh, cool! She's in it! Yay! Someone from Firefly getting to do movies."
Yeah.
Other than Nathan Fillion.
Well, but I mean,
Nathan does a lot of TV.
Yeah, he does Castle. I was going to say name a movie that he's in since Firefly or since Serenity. I can name two.
Other than Captain, whatever.
Phillips.
No. Come on, Corny, you got it.
I really don't remember.
Captain Hammer.
Oh, that's right.
From
Wait.
Doctor
That wasn't an official released movie.
it was still a movie.
It's still a movie, yes,
still a
but it wasn't
feature.
in the box office.
It doesn't matter. I didn't
Next
say
to
that.
Deadpool.
I didn't say that. I said maybe he's in another.
Wait, did you say he wasn't in the Deadpool?
What?
No, he said next to Deadpool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because it's
Alan Tudyk was in our favorite there, Bill and Ted's Redneck Adventures.
Yeah, Alan Tudyk's done a bunch of films. He was in the third. He was in the third Transformers movie.
Yeah.
And of course he was in the horse and the night A Knight's Tale.
That's
Yes,
right. Yeah.
there were
But no, that
horses.
was before Serenity.
Well,
though,
you're right.
wasn't it?
That was before Serenity. The other movie Nathan's been in was Slither. And if there's something else I'm missing, then I feel bad.
Okay.
Anyway, that's not the point. The point is
On
that
the wind.
is that we're doing Deadpool, and
Phrasing.
this movie was flipping awesome. I loved it.
It's not your turn yet.
It doesn't matter. I always get to I always get to go first. I always get to say my initial thing, and then I lead off. By the way, Andrew's not joining us tonight. He has not seen the movie yet.
His parents won't let him see it until he turns 18.
Yeah, he's not old enough.
Don't say that because we'll get in trouble.
No. And if by some weird chance you don't know what Deadpool is, according to IMDb, Deadpool is a former Special Forces operative turned mercenary is subjected to a rogue experiment that leaves him. I can't read. Leaves him. English is hard. Leaves him with accelerated healing powers, adopting the alter ego Deadpool. Okay.
That is
Captain.
That's kind of it.
Deadpool.
That's kind of right, but it's also really wrong.
Captain Deadpool.
Yeah.
What was
just Deadpool?
No, just Deadpool. Oh, okay. What was
He wanted Captain Deadpool.
There was another one that he wanted first, which I thought was hysterical, but I can't remember all the jokes that he and T.J. Miller had. Was great. This is our second T.J. Miller film, by the way.
Yes, Transformers.
Yeah, he's in Transformers.
Remember, he was the best part of that whole movie, and they killed him off.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, that's right.
And that's saying something about that movie that he was the best part.
But it's true, right?
You're very, very right. All right, so all of us have now
It was
seen.
his brother in that movie, right?
No, he was like the barely unpaid assistant mechanic.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't the brother.
No, he seemed like a brother in that movie.
No, he would be more upset. Mark would be more upset if his brother had died.
It's a Troy Aikman film. I mean,
A Troy Aikman film?
what's his name?
What? Michael Bay?
Michael Bay. It's a Michael Bay film.
Where
There's
did
no
Troy
such thing
Aikman come from?
as emotions.
What am I hearing?
I have no idea. Is it me?
It's somebody.
It's not me.
I have no idea what just happened.
It sounds like a really bad children's toy.
Well, no, it sounded like a commercial. Like there was like a commercial playing in someone's. Anyway,
What is happening?
I don't know. So we've all seen the movie now, and Corny, you've seen it now twice.
Yes, I have.
As Andrew is not here, we'll let you lead off. Your initial thoughts, sir.
All right, so this movie's been
Okay, hold on. Before you do that, Corny, sorry. I'm going to cut you off real quick. I want us, as best as we can, and Corny, you too, we're going to do what we try to do is just talk about the movie, okay? Just the movie. And then I'm going to set aside some time for you to talk about the comic book aspect and things they got right and things they got wrong and things they changed and for the good and the better. I want to have that conversation with you because I know nothing, and I know Sam does too. We know nothing about Deadpool, the character from the comic series.
Yeah.
So we will have time for that. I want you to just talk about the movie now, okay?
Okay.
Is that fair?
All right. Yes.
Okay, go.
All right. So from a purely movie standpoint, I thought this was a fantastic way to do an R-rated comic book hero movie, and it makes sense. I think this was perfectly maybe perfect is a bad term, but I think
I don't personally. I don't.
Oh.
I think that word can be overused, but I think there are a few what I would call perfect movies out there. I always use Die Hard as my best example. Die Hard is a perfect movie. Like you know what I'm saying? Like going into what Die Hard is.
Yes.
And I might put that with this, that this is a perfect movie. Not saying it doesn't have flaws. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, continue.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, well, with that being said, I think they did, if this is the ground level of rated R superhero movies, this framework needs to be followed. Essentially, this is the Avengers setup. If you're going to do a team movie, you do it the way the Avengers did it, especially for a lot of big name actors. Now, with the budget they had, which I don't do that. That's not my thing. I imagine it was as well budgeted as it could be, but I still think the ensemble cast that they had made this movie work. I think Ryan Reynolds being able to do his quips the way that he does them makes the movie work. So essentially, without me going too long on this, I think this movie was well laid out and it made sense to me. And we will talk more later.
Okay. For the record, the budget $58 million.
Wow.
Okay.
They made that back in the first hour and a half.
Wow.
I'm serious.
Good for them.
Like literally the first
weekend.
Like before the first weekend. I mean, the first weekend it made like $150 million. It beat Star Wars, The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens. That came out weird.
How many weeks has that been?
The Force Awakens.
No. The opening weekends. You know what I'm saying? Like,
did it really?
Star Wars opening weekend was like 120 million, and this one was like 150. Like, it beat Star Wars' opening weekend record. Whoa. Like, it's beaten. Like, it blew away any movie ever that was rated R ever.
Yes.
Like, for an opening weekend. As we record this episode now, we are what? 7, 8, 9, about what, 10 days away from the release? 13 days away from the release?
Yeah, about 2 weeks.
According to IMDb, as of February 22nd, it's parked at $241 million. It's made better than $250 million in what, 10 days, 12 days? It's bananas what this movie is doing. And this movie wasn't released in China, for what it's worth.
Yep.
Because of the violence and the sex and things. Sam.
Just actually, I am only a few hours out of this movie.
Wait. What? Did I leave the stove on?
But I kind of agree with Corny's assessment of it. It's a heck of a lot of fun. It's everything you kind of want in this type of movie. It's funny. Ryan Reynolds is absolutely perfect in this role. I thought our little Serenity gal there was good in her role. You know, they had chemistry, for goodness sake. I loved bar guy. What's his name?
T.J. Miller.
T.J. Miller, and everything that happened in the bar was hilarious. Mm-hmm. I really would like. I want to see all the outtakes from any bar scene they had. Because I tell you, the writers of this movie were on their A game, and hearing that they only had $58 million, I thought they spent it very well. Mm-hmm. Obviously they weren't huge explosions, but they did. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed the violence. You go into a rated R movie, you're going to get some violence. You're going to get some words. You're going to get some nudity. It's just how rated R movies go. And I felt like this movie was directed right towards me in terms of enjoying it and really getting to the point of, superheroes can be violent, especially when dealing with guns and knives and swords. But all in all, this is a good movie.
It really is, Sam. Thank you.
All right, so typically when we're all saying stuff, I'm always looking to either catch up on my, our top three.
Yeah.
And so I'm half listening and half not listening, and I'm paying attention.
Yeah,
I am all in.
No, so this movie, I flipping loved it. It was great. I was laughing the whole time. I went with Corny, and like I'm just sitting there giggling like a child at all like the poop jokes and the dick jokes and all the fart jokes and just everything. And Sam,
drive by.
Yeah. And so Sam, to your point about the writers, the majority of those T.J. Miller, Ryan Reynolds moments was just ad-libbed.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I love it.
And the director, Tim Miller, which, by the way, this is directorial debut, he encouraged everyone to just, to ad-lib, just to make stuff up and just to, try different things and stuff like that. And when you have...
things were tried.
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely. And I saw something really interesting online today as I was kind of doing some research for the show tonight.
You'll go blind.
That yeah.
But it feels giant.
That's all I can think of. I bet it feels giant in my little hand now. That was almost going to be someone's middle name, but
the 30 or 40 old people, and I'm talking about old people that were in the screening with me today, all laughed at that joke.
That's great.
It was wonderful.
That's
I
awesome.
loved it.
Crap, where was I going? Oh, so they were talking about how successful this movie is, right? And they said, and to your point, Sam, like I said, this is kind of like how you can make rated R movies, but it doesn't have to be raunchy. Like that's not what made the movie good. What made the movie good is that they tried different things.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't an American Pie.
No.
It wasn't raunchy just to be raunchy. Any kind of raunchiness in this movie kind of, I hate to say it, but furders the storytelling.
Well, it just keeps the character.
Yeah.
Because that's who he is. Like he's just this kind of smart ass, smarmy he's kind of a douchebag. You know, he was dishonorably discharged in the Army or the Army, Navy, Marine, Special Forces, whatever they are. Army is Special Forces, yeah. So, you know, he's kind of a bad guy, and he only does good enough things. You know, like the movie starts off with him going like doing a home invasion basically, and orders pizza, and then whose litter box did I just take a dump in? Like that was funny. So that he can tell that pizza guy to stop stalking that girl, right? So like, I mean, he commits a crime, like 3 or so actually, to stop someone else from doing a bad thing. So he's what you would call an anti-hero. And then when he gets his superpowers, he's just augmented, right? I'm not off base on that, right? I mean, now he's able to do more good in kind of bad ways, you know?
That is correct.
Yes.
So one of the things that I was reading.
So what, in terms of D&D, Corny, what would you put him at? Chaotic good?
He is chaotic neutral.
Neutral? Okay.
No. He's not completely neutral. He is lawful.
Lawful? Really?
Lawful evil. Yeah, maybe lawful evil. I think he might actually line with that. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm thinking about this the way it's supposed to be. Keep going.
This is an interesting thing. I was thinking about this too, because he never fights for the bad guy.
No.
But
at least we didn't see that.
Well, not in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the character of the comic book, but certainly in this movie, he doesn't. But the whole point of him is revenge, and if he just happened to have hurt some innocents on that bridge fight, which is amazing that no one else died.
Okay, so he's not lawful evil. Sorry, I'm gonna have to keep looking at my alignments. Keep going.
No, that's fine. But that's what makes his character so interesting. And my boss at work is a comic book collector, and
wow.
He's been doing it. He's older than I am. He's in his 40s, and he's been collecting comic books since he was a child, and but he does it as a hobby, but as a hobby to make money. Well, he had a sealed in package New Mutants number 98, which is the introduction of Deadpool.
Holy crap.
That he just sold online when this movie came out. The value of that comic book skyrocketed, and he didn't tell me how much he made, but I bet you if you can Google, Corny, while you're thinking about that, if you want to hop on eBay real quick and take a look, you'll see how much money that is. It's pretty impressive. Ow. Dang, I just stepped on my own toe. What's happening with this character? So the movie
New Mutants number 98.
Uh-huh.
All right. Oh, first thing that popped up. Like I literally typed in New Mew, and that's the first thing that popped up.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, $300.
Yeah, for a comic book. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay.
I mean, it's no. What was that Nintendo game that went on eBay recently for like thousands of dollars?
That's probably Final Fantasy 2.
No, it was a.
it was the
Olympic sport game, wasn't it?
Olympic trials.
They only made like 50 copies, and it was for like the 86 or the like the 86 Olympics. And they were part of a prize giveaway that they were doing. If you won the game, if you got to go to the Olympics, and someone had one in his garage or whatever, and he sold it online for like a lot of money. I don't know, it was several grand. Anyway.
Oh, sorry, I found my alignment. Deadpool would be categorized as chaotic good.
Chaotic good, okay.
Chaotic good characters usually intend to do the right thing, but their methods are generally disorganized and often out of sync with the rest of society.
Kind of Wolverine would be kind of like in that same kind of. Wouldn't you think too?
He's probably more along the lines of probably lawful neutral.
Yeah.
He does what he's told, that kind of thing.
Chaotic good. That's always kind of more of the fun characters, you know? It's kind of like Iron Man, actually. A little bit. Like, consequences be damned, I'm going to do this thing.
Yeah.
Oops, I accidentally created a sentient evil Ultron thing, but his intention was good.
Speaking of which, I'm still not happy that that's how Ultron was created. Because Ultron is created by Hank Pym, the original Ant-Man. And that actually... All right, so let's just go ahead and throw it out there. While this is nowhere even close to this movie...
Didn't we talk about this? Didn't we do an Age of Ultron episode?
I think we did, but I don't know if I ever actually have to talk about that part of it. Either way, I'm still just...
No, go ahead, talk about it.
Well, actually, okay. So we're talking about changes to movies. All right, so they make the change that Hank Pym does not create Ultron. It's created by Tony Stark and then some magic. So essentially, the upcoming Civil War story needs Hank Pym, kind of. But that being said, changes can be made to movies where I think they work out for the better. In the case of Deadpool, I guess we'll go ahead and go there. So Wade Wilson does get cancer, and he does go, and the stuff happens. His powers are given to him through experimentation, but at the same time, his healing factor came from Wolverine, but it's accelerated. So it's actually Wolverine's healing factor that they kind of... I don't really know how that works, but... Well,
in this movie, for what it's worth, we're supposed to imply, and I only know this because I read the trivia, but they show a close-up of the vial, the syringe that they're sticking in him, and if you remembered it...
There are blood particles in it.
Yeah, there's blood particles in it. That's supposed to be Wolverine's blood that they somehow got.
I did not...
Yeah, so the movie intentionally did that. They just didn't tell us that.
Good. I can live with that.
All right.
And then you get some other things along the lines of... Now, while they did make this a rated R movie, Deadpool really doesn't do the things that... like the swearing is not a thing. It's not really a big thing. He... Actually, while he does have a girlfriend that like leaves her and then falls in love with death because he's like one of the few people who can see her. And so his love of his life is actually death, which, go figure, makes sense for him.
Wait a second, isn't Thanos going after death as well?
Yes. There's actually a comic where Thanos and Deadpool are fighting over death, and death chooses Deadpool.
Interesting.
But either way,
it just seems like a horrible movie.
Oh,
it really does. I'm sorry.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Thanos punched Deadpool and he exploded.
No.
Of course, he came back together, but
of course.
So the extra raunchiness of the character, while it isn't in the comic books, I think fits in this sense because it could be very comedic, but I think they did enough comedy and enough, this stuff to make it, I guess, a better feeling movie. I guess I shouldn't say realistic, but it felt better than any other movie I've seen.
Well, we've all seen those rated R movies that constantly put the F word in over and over and over. And even though I'm fairly tolerant, it's too much for me. It's like they use the F word for filler.
Like Wolf of Wall Street?
Oh, yeah.
But see, that didn't feel like filler in Wolf of Wall Street. That felt natural to those characters.
I guess.
Okay, I can do that.
It's some of these cop, rated R cop movies.
Yeah.
A lot of comedy rated Rs do that a lot.
That's true. That's definitely true.
It's distracting. Where this movie didn't, believe it or not, for me at least, it did not seem as distracting.
But you can see the character doing it. And I think that's your point is that whenever they get to the spoiler obviously, they get to one of their final battles and Negasonic Teenage Warhead says, "Hey, where's your bag of bullets?" And the first thing he goes is, "Fuck," he just drops the F-bomb.
Right.
Why? Because we've all been in that situation where we left something we needed, and then we just say it.
Funny enough about that particular scene, I have trivia about that scene. Which I'll get to later. But
well, damn it.
Oh, you mean go?
You
wanna
can't
do
leave
it-
us hanging.
You want to do it now?
Yeah, do that one now.
So there's a running gag throughout the movie that the studio doesn't have enough money, right? Because it's low
Right.
budget, right?
Yeah.
Wow, you got this big ass house and it's just the two of you here. I guess studio couldn't afford any more X-Men, like, because that's a good thing. So before this movie, I learned I did a bunch of reading about the character, not about the movie, but about the character, and learned that part of his quirkiness is that he is self-aware, and
Yes.
that the Deadpool character, he breaks the fourth wall. And they showed like little, they had little examples online where like, he's totally aware of the world and how it exists now. So like there's one where this guy says, "Do you know any science?" And he says, "Well, I've seen every episode of Star Trek." And then the guy says, "I'll use small words." Things like that. So in this movie, he's self-aware. He's talking to the audience, and then Colossus says, "Who are you talking to?" "Not you, talking to them." Things like that. So in this movie, when he makes the joke, right? "Oh, I guess the studio couldn't afford any other X-Men." That's actually true. In fact, the studio actually cut the budget during production. So in that whole scene where they get all the guns in the bag, and then, there was actually supposed to have used all those guns. There was actually supposed to be that fight scene at the end was supposed to be this like epic like gun battle, OK Corral kind of a thing. And then when the studio cut the budget, they're like, "Well, we can't afford to do that scene now." Well, but we already shot him loading all the guns up, and so they're like, "Well, we'll just have him leave it in the car. It'll be funny."
And that's brilliant.
Which was a great
that
little gag.
Really is.
Yeah, it's a brilliant gag, and it's an easy way to kind of get over a snafu, so to speak. And it was funnier to us because it was funny,
Yeah. And then the taxi driver gets in the accident,
right?
and that's why he can't answer the phone.
Right, and the guy's still in the trunk. You need to take that guy back, kill him.
And show her how you love kidnapper.
Yeah, kidnapper. Yeah, it's so funny. Oh my gosh! But I love the idea that they have to take a taxi cab. Like Colossus is in the back of a taxi cab who can barely fit, and he just has to take a cab because he's Deadpool. He doesn't have a lot of money. He's not like he's rich or anything, And his superpower isn't that he can't just go places. It's not like he's Spider-Man. He can just swing and whatever. He has to. I gotta get a
He
cab.
has a teleporter.
Yeah.
He has a teleportation device. His belt.
Really?
They never use that, but just it's all that throw out there. He actually does have a teleportation device.
That's pretty funny.
Interesting.
Makes him kind of terrifying.
The best gag in the movie that I enjoyed the most was the I'm going to take you back to see the professor.
Yeah.
And he says, "Which one?"
Which one, Stewart or McAvoy?
It's so confusing.
That was brilliant. And the idea that they kept making fun, like he kept making references to Hugh Jackman, right? That was hysterical.
Yes.
He even fought the final battle scene with a Hugh Jackman picture taped to his face under his mask, which was brilliant. They had a scene where like they show the little action figure from the first Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
Where he was the first Deadpool, and he's like, "This is my favorite thing," and then he moves it aside, he pulls out his record. That was hysterical. Like all the jabs at the original movie. Who did I have to fondle to? Whose balls did I have to fondle to get my own movie? Well, I'll say his name rhymes with Pulverine. It's just so funny. And again, it was just so self-aware, and they're making fun of that terrible movie, and which is great because it was terrible. And Ryan Reynolds hated that movie. He hated it. Oh, yeah. And he's come out and said it many times. He's also come out and said that he's not going to do any more superhero movies unless it's Deadpool.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that he had his hand in this and that he really wanted this to be a good movie.
Right. I don't know if you knew this or not, but they have already greenlit Deadpool 2.
Oh,
I would hope so after the end credits.
I know.
They actually greenlit it the week before the premiere because it had gotten such good reviews in the pre-screens and stuff that they're like, well, we need to go ahead and just make another one. So hopefully the next one will have a budget and they can team up with some actual X-Men from the franchise. This might be what saves Fox as far as, I don't know, maybe Apocalypse will save it.
I don't know. I saw the preview again. today, and
I can go ahead and tell you
silly.
there's about 3 or 4 things I saw that I'm like, I'm not gonna like this.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
in fairness, I haven't liked an X-Men movie since the second one. Seriously, since X-Men 2, X-Men United. That was X-Men 3. X-Men 2. No, X-Men 2 was X-Men United. Well, that third one's called Last Stand. Anyway, that's the last one I've liked. Let me be honest with you. They've all been.
This last one though that just came out.
I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it.
I mean, they're okay, but at the same time, they're just.
Yeah, like the new one, the Days of Future Past. There are moments that I like Quicksilver scene was pretty cool.
Yes.
Other than that, I'm kind of don't really care about any of it. I loved
all the future stuff. I loved all the action in the future stuff.
I mean, yeah, that was kind of neat, but
when do you get to see Colossus's head ripped off? Basically,
well, did that happen?
They tear him in half.
They did.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Yeah, they tore him in half.
I don't care enough about that movie to remember stuff. I didn't care. I mean, I've seen whatever, but I don't know. Like they had to make up powers for Kitty Pryde. I didn't know she can't do that. And then the fact that she has to sit there for like 3 days while he's back in the past, that seems highly improbable and unlikely, and she'd be kind of hungry.
They needed to do it.
But
if your life depended on you staying up for 3 days, would you do it?
I guess if my life depended on it, but
yeah,
but it's still dumb. Like, just change you made up the rule, change the rule. And it would have made more sense if Xavier would have done that. It still makes more sense if Xavier would have done it. You know, like, all right, I'm going to go in your mind and then wake you up 30 years from now or in the past. Like, if, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have been more okay if he just, like, looked at him and touched him in the forehead and he woke up back and then with that woman. Like, I would have been way more. And it's not real time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not real time, like. Because
actually, no.
You know what I'm saying? Because now we're getting into the realm of bad time travel movies. And what they've done is create a bad time travel movie. Because by doing that, once he succeeds, then nothing in the future would have happened. None of it.
Yep.
So it wouldn't be real time. You know,
unless it was parallel time.
But it's not how time works. If he goes back, the moment he goes back, then everything should have changed had he been successful.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it should have instantly all stopped had he been successful because it was in the past. It's not parallel. Now, my buddy AR would argue that time is a flat circle and derp, 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 derp. But, like, we're getting in.
That's really how that would have gone.
That's how he actually, well, he would have used more F words. But that's my argument with that movie is that when you get into these weird time travel movies.
But then it wouldn't be a movie.
I know, but that's the thing is like show us the beginning and how horrible it is, right? You show us the horrible, and then Xavier comes up and he says in his great Patrick Stewart voice, which I can't do, he says, "I need to send you back in time. I'm going to wake you up in the 80s or 70s, whatever it is, and these are the things I need you to do." And then Ian McKellen comes over and gives him information, and for some reason, it felt like they didn't give him enough information.
Yeah, I was like, "Hey, good luck."
I'll give you that, absolutely.
Yeah, like I was like,
but. He just if you would just flash back to Wolverine doing his thing, you wouldn't have the increasing tension of the robots attacking them in the future at the same time of craziness happening in the past.
But then make the past more tensiony. Make that better. Like, I don't need the stuff. I seriously don't need all that stuff. Like, because
I love that stuff where X-Men after X-Men was dying as they were getting into the. Into the little base they were in.
I think there's another way to do that. Anyway.
Deadpool would have done it right.
Deadpool would have done it right.
Deadpool would have.
He would have left.
Actually, I don't know what he would have done with it. Sentinel actually probably wouldn't have. Well, no, it would have.
Yeah, because he has the mutant X gene.
Yeah.
So I thought, corny, going into this movie, because not knowing really any of the backstory, is that I actually thought that the same people that did the mutation stuff to Wolverine were the ones that got a hold of him. I never knew that it was a nefarious scheme by our friend Balthazar from Galaxy Quest.
Now, from what I know, I'm not 100% certain about all of that stuff, but Yeah, it's a part of the defunct. It's part of Weapon X. I mean, it's a.
So you still think
the
it's
same
kind
thing.
of it's like the evil version of Weapon X?
Maybe not the evil version. It's just another. I think it's another branch of Weapon X because essentially, it's some of the same people, but not the same people. But obviously, because Weapon X happens in, I don't know, whatever it is, it happens well before Deadpool comes on scene.
Right. Well, yeah. Because Weapon X was the 80s, right? And that when Wolverine was done was in the 80s?
Yeah. 80s, 70s. Yeah, 80s. Had to be 80s. I don't know. Either way, it's you're talking about one done in the 80s, one done in the 90s, or one done in the 90s and one done in the 2000s.
Right. Either way. I can't remember either.
But yeah.
I tried to take as many notes as I could remember about the movie because obviously I'm not going to take notes in the theater.
You should have, though. It would have been awesome.
I think I would have gotten booed out of the theater as it was.
Yeah, turn on your phone. You know, make sure you get the notepad on.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
by
type
the way,
away.
Sean,
Yeah.
you might have been the only person that I heard laugh at the McAvoy.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're
Stuart
right.
joke.
Yeah, when we were in the theater and it was a packed house. There was probably another 100 people in there. Well, maybe not 100 people, maybe 50 people in there. And
Is this another Lego movie situation?
Yes, it's a situation where people don't get the joke, and it pissed me off because you and I were both rolling, and I did the same thing. I was like, "That's hilarious, people," and then I realized they probably don't know that Patrick Stewart was ever Charles Xavier. They probably don't know that,
or they just don't know his name.
Right now. Because it's a different quote unquote universe as the Avengers, because it's Fox and it's not Disney and things like that, and they'll never work together. Well, maybe I shouldn't say never. I thought Disney and Sony would never work together, but
this start off with the Marvel logo thing.
it's still Marvel. It's still owned by Marvel. It's just Fox has the studio rights, the rights to make the movie. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I'm just hoping that deep down inside, Marvel's like, hey, I know we don't really do anything with this movie, but if you did this, it would be awesome.
Well, the only thing that Marvel can really do is because Marvel still has the merchandising rights. That's the only thing they have with the movie. Fox has all creative control, so Fox could have made a really bad movie. In fact, they did with Fantastic Four, and it was so bad that Marvel said, "This is so bad, and we want Fantastic Four back." And they're like, "No, we're going to make a real bad movie." And so they said, "Fine. We're going to revoke your merchandising rights." That's why there were no toys for that movie. I don't know if you noticed that. There were no toys made for that movie. And then, Corny, you'll know this. They killed the Fantastic Four. They stopped making the comic book. They said, "We are so mad at you, Fox, for not giving us Fantastic Four to be a part of our universe that we're going to kill the comic." And they did. They killed the comic. The Fantastic Four is no longer in print. That's how vindictive Marvel and Disney are.
And I was a little confused at some point during this movie in terms of ownership rights when you saw the helicarrier at the last scene.
That was my point is that that is kind of a helicarrier.
Yeah.
Though they can't use that phrase, just like in Avengers, they can't use the phrase mutant.
Yeah.
It's just so annoying. Like, don't you just kind of wish it all could be like
They could all get along.
Under the same umbrella, how much money they can make and how many movies they could do. I mean, could you imagine Tony Stark?
Would it be?
Well, let's be honest.
How much fun would it be if the X-Men could be in the Avengers universe?
Right?
You know what I mean?
Let's be honest. The moment that Marvel gets a hold of all the characters back, Fox is done.
Well, but that's the thing. It'll never happen.
Yeah.
Fox is just going to keep making movies. They've already greenlit Wolverine 3.
Ugh.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I think they're going to follow the Old Man Logan storyline.
That's what they are. That's what I saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
For those of you playing at home, and the guys here, and this chimichanga that I'm holding, does anybody know what Old Man Logan is?
I saw a picture of him, and it's just that he looks gray. That's all I know.
He is. I read. Sorry, what I read, and I hope this is right because I'm not going to try to pull it up in the next 10 seconds. But Wolverine has kind of gone away from killing people, and he's kind of become he's just an old man just trying to live his life, and I think he has
Ooh.
A love, and then she gets killed, and then he goes on a rampage and literally just starts murdering. What's happening?
Your Skype was pooping out on us. The Old Man Logan is an 8-issue storyline from the Wolverine ongoing series. Period. Okay, so
is it basically Gran Turismo?
It's set 50 years into the future, and it uses another Miller book, Wanted, as which the world's supervillains band together to finally destroy all superheroes. It doesn't really give me a whole lot of what the movie is about, but it's coming out in 2017. So Volume 1, oh my gosh, it breaks this down into volumes.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, goodness. I'm not going to read all this or any more of it, but basically it's in the future and life kind of sucks, it seems like.
Yes, and essentially he's hidden and something happens and it brings him out of hiding, and then he just goes on a rampage. It's pretty awesome.
What? Like the Red Skull is the president?
Probably.
Yeah, basically the Volume 1, the United States has been conquered and divided amongst supervillains, with territories belonging to the Abomination, later conquered by the Hulk, and then Magneto, who would later be conquered by the new Kingpin, Doctor Doom, and the Red Skull, who has been named president. Heroes have been wiped out of existence, with a few survivors in hiding, and Logan is one of them, with his wife Maureen, and their young children Scotty and Jade, in Sacramento, in the now part of the territory known as Hulkland.
Hulkland?
Yeah. This is when comic books start getting weird and frankly kind of dumb. But it's just me.
That's right. There's a fight that happens, and in that fight, it kills his family, kills Wolverine's family, and he hasn't unsheathed his claws in years,
right?
And so it causes.
Are they arthritic?
Like he does it, and he is.
Oh, that hurts.
And they come out and they're dusty. They're a little rusty too. I haven't polished these things in a while. I guess Antimantium doesn't get rusty, but anyway.
So Negasonic Teenage Warrior? What did they call her?
Yeah,
Warhead.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
What exactly was her power?
Not what they showed.
Yeah,
like her power was really ramped up.
Yeah.
She can do like a little energy protection, but not to the extent of what she did there.
Okay, but in the movie, what was her power? Was it?
She basically was like
energy protection.
Yeah, like a nuclear weapon, basically.
Okay, so like a bomb.
Burst of
she was a bomb of energy.
Yeah,
but it didn't affect her.
Well, no, it's just like Cyclops' lasers don't, cut his eyes or whatever.
Well, that's because they don't go that way. There's vents coming out his ear.
Oh, is that what it is? He's got vents.
Like the lightsaber in the Force Awakens.
Dude, if he had vents coming out the side of his visor, that would be brilliant. I want that version. Like he lost his normal glasses, and so like Kylo Ren had to make him his this way is much cooler because it comes out the sides too. It's like a tri-beam. I like this idea.
There you go.
And it comes out looking all funky like Kylo Ren's lightsaber. I want to see that comic.
Designs, and they just kind of keep popping out. One looks like a menorah.
Right. I love this idea.
Oh, so, but yes, all right. So,
but saying back to your point about Negasonic Teenage Warhead, the original. Yeah. So here's some trivia, real quick, because you'll like this. If I can remember where I found it.
Right there. So underneath that paragraph.
Is it? Where? There she is. Yep. In an interview with writer Rhett Reese stated that Negasonic Teenage Warhead wasn't always intended to be in the film. Other X-Men, such as Cannonball, were considered, but they eventually used Negasonic Teenage Warhead because they liked her name better.
What's Cannonball do, Corny?
Essentially, wait, hold on. His power should be he can just throw himself at things.
Yeah, it sounds kind of dumb, actually. I'm kind of glad.
Burt Reynolds
Cannonball Run.
Yeah,
he drives around in a
big rig.
Yeah.
His power set is.
What did he drive? Was it like a?
I thought it was a car. What did a muscle?
I thought it was a car too. Why am I thinking? I'm thinking Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah.
Isn't Cannonball Run essentially the other Smokey and the Bandit?
Kind of, I guess.
Might be. Yeah.
Oh, his power is flat jet speed in case of. Yeah. Essentially what Negasonic Teenage Warhead is in this movie, except he flies like a jet. So like the lower half of his body turns into a firing mechanism, and then he flies around in a force field. Essentially, becomes a giant ass bullet. Is what he becomes.
Cool. That sounds
He must
fun.
have been high making some of these.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Well, that's why they keep killing. That's why the Marvel Universe keeps killing itself every 15 years. Got so many damn characters that no one cares about,
Yeah. Oh, we need to wipe the slate clean.
except for Squirrel Girl.
Is that a thing?
Oh,
Yes.
Squirrel Girl. She's the
She was an Avenger
undefeatable-
at one point, wasn't she?
She was.
Yeah.
She's her. she's
Please
known
tell
as-
me she put nuts in her mouth.
No.
Oh.
Phrasing.
Yeah.
No, she has the distinct ability to apparently beat all the big heavy hitters in Marvel. She's beaten Thanos before, but not really. Like she beat him, but essentially a fight happens, and then a couple panels later, it's him, defeated. They're like, thank God, Squirrel Girl was here. So, but it's
Is
a
that like
running
a
joke,
like a punchline?
pretty much.
That's awesome.
So like
Would you-
Squirrel
would-
Girl can beat anybody. And her powers are just, controlling squirrels. Literally controlling squirrels. Oh, and she has some agility and other stuff like a squirrel.
I would love to see Thanos in space being attacked by squirrels. Oh my gosh.
I thought it was a joke because the first time I saw it was like 2
Oh, you
years
can
ago.
control squirrels? Okay, I'll just fly like 17 feet off the ground and you're...
No, you wouldn't need 17 feet. Those things can only leap, 4 or 5
But,
feet
like
vertically?
maybe so as long as there's no trees around, you're fine, right? Or I'll just go over water. Done. Problem solved. Jeez,
I'll throw a couple acorns. She'll be distracted for weeks.
I know, right? My gosh. I can't take a comic book seriously by named Squirrel Girl. I just can't. I'm
She's
kind of
beaten
with you.
Wolver-
I'm kind
she's
of with you,
apparently beaten
Sam.
Wolverine too. So
I'm just kind of with you, Sam. I just sometimes they get a little ridiculous, but
Oh, absolutely. That's part of the fun, though, too.
no, yeah, you're right. I guess maybe we should come up with some ridiculous one and sell it. To them.
I guarantee you can't come up with a character who hasn't been invented yet.
Well, you're probably right.
It's gotten to the point of where there is someone with that power if you think of it.
No, yeah.
Well, what about the power to do anything I want? That guy exists.
Nice. How about the power to have a chainsaw in your hand and a shotgun on your back? Has that power been invented yet?
Yes.
Okay. I think Ash should be
How about the power to look and act like Joe Pesci?
Nice. Nice. Well done.
Well, yeah. I mean, Mystique can do that.
There you go.
Yeah, she can.
Actually,
just,
that's very true.
yeah, she can just turn into.
You think I'm a mutant? Do you think this is for your entertainment?
Right. So Sam, you just watched the new Apocalypse trailer, right?
Yeah.
And Corny, you and I both watched it too. Jennifer Lawrence is obviously in it as Mystique, and every shot she's in it, she's Jennifer Lawrence. She's not Blue Mystique. I thought the whole point of her fighting for mutants' rights was so that she didn't have to do that. It seems strange that every
Kept
shot
going
that
back and forth on that issue.
I know
Between Magneto and
And see,
and
that's
the other
another
guy.
thing that kind of bothered me about First Class. I'm going to be with you forever. I've known you my whole life, and I was in love with you. Oh, you're dying, lying on the ground, bleeding. I'm going to go with that guy. What? It just seems so weird and just too quick. And then all of a sudden, in the next movie, he's like, "Oh, you chose me over Charles, but now I'm going to kill you." Wait, what? Anyway, whatever.
Women. What can I say? All right, guys.
Yes.
Blue Women.
Blue women. Yeah, you gotta watch it for them.
Didn't Elvis do a movie about that? Blue Women.
I guess.
Lagoon?
Hey, guess what? Corny.
It was up.
Varsity Blues.
Yeah. All right, so I would say this. So one of my students, and I wish she listened to this up to my podcast for the simple fact that I'm going to make fun of her, but she has blue hair. And so
What
Natural?
the shit?
yeah, she has blue hair, and so
Natural?
no, she dyed blue. She was
Oh, she's not a beast. Okay.
No,
I
she
got
was she was blonde. Oh, I didn't even call her that. Anyway, so that's my joke is trying to find different names to call her from Blue things, you know. So like first day it was like, "Oh, what's up, Smurfette?" Oh, how
there
funny. But then I tried to be more clever, like, "Hey, it's Blues from Blue's Clues." And then, it turned into oh, look, it's an Andorian. You had to watch Star Trek to get that one. And then I was like,
Did
"Here."
anybody get that when you said it?
My
I
dad,
didn't.
my dad did. But he's a nerd like I am. And then I was like, hey, look, it's the blue chick from Fifth Element. And of course she's like, what? And I had to show a picture of the blue chick from Fifth Element.
So that's two things that she had no idea.
She didn't get that one. But then there was a couple other ones I get. But I called her Nightcrawler at one point. I'm afraid if I call her Beast, though, she might get mad.
She put blue in her hair. She knew what she doing. She knew what she was doing.
So like I kept going back and forth with these, and finally she's like, "You're gonna run out eventually," and I'm like, "Oh, I probably will eventually, but this is too much fun." But the point is, what was my point? Shit, I don't know. The point is this.
Oh yeah,
We had not one, but two montages. So I guess that gets a second. We had two montages in this thing. We had a sex montage, which are awesome, by the way, and then the killing bad guys to get to the head bad guy montage, which was also hilarious.
Celebrating Lent, I died. I died.
Read the book.
Oh,
No,
I gotta be honest with you. The Thanksgiving one, I was a little kind of creeped out by.
yeah.
And then National Women's Day, when he was like,
that actually-
nope. Oh, that was hysterical.
But I do like the fact that they're having the flirty get to know you moment with the what do you call that game?
When they played
not the
pinball.
ball,
Yeah,
skeet
skeet
ball.
ball. Yeah, they went skeet. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was hysterical.
so
How much will this buy me? About, was it 30 minutes of whatever the heck you want? And then they gotta.
What do we do with the other 27 minutes or the other 3 minutes or no?
Well, yeah, but then
do
he's
the other
like,
27 minutes.
but then he buys her. Yeah, then he buys her something else, right? He's like, what will this give me? She's like 3 minutes. You know, what are we gonna do with the other 20 minutes? 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Cuddle. Yeah.
Yeah, but the fact is, or the first sex scene happens, and then how long can you keep this up? I think all year, and then the joke is now sex through every holiday for an entire year.
Yeah, it was great.
That
Yeah, that was hysterical.
as a joke, that was awesome.
It was great. And then, of course, you get to see her naked, which was also great. So, and it was funny, like, not funny, but as I was sitting there watching Corny, I'm like, gosh, she looks really great, but she was hot in Serenity. So now I'm curious how old she is. Well, she's only 3 years older than you and I, Corny. Which
She's
makes
my age.
Yeah, she's born in 79. So I was like, man, so
Wait, she's younger than me?
yeah, born in
Well,
79.
Sam,
God, I
the
feel
Apocalypse is younger than you are.
And Apocalypse built the pyramids. So good job, Sam. Way to be old.
Oh.
Yeah, 79. So she's what? 33, 34, 35? 36?
38,
37?
36.
36? She looks great, regardless of her age. But that means that she was 26 when she did Serenity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She probably hasn't been ruined yet either.
I don't know the answer to that. And I almost don't want to find out just
I'm
so
sorry,
that you say those things.
I was scratching my head, so I had the sound of scratching going on, but it sounded like you said
Ruined?
That's what he said.
I didn't know if I could say it. I was like, should I say it?
No, that's Sam's big thing. If a woman has had a baby, she is
Oh, that's right.
she's ruined
She's ruined.
because Sam is a horrible human being.
See, that's something Deadpool would say.
Good job, Sam.
Hey, let's just start calling him Sam Pool. Because we can't really kill him. He goes off on tangents all the time.
Yeah.
No.
I have little baby hands.
Well, to answer your question, Sam, I'm pretty
Yes.
sure she's pregnant now.
Oh.
Well, I guess when you have sex for an entire year, the odds are pretty good.
I think so. I don't know. I'm on her Twitter page now. I'm literally stalking her as we do this show. And the most recent picture of her, it kind of, maybe she's got a baby bump. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't want to assume. So I don't know.
Don't. That's like, you cannot touch that rail.
No, I know, dude.
You will die.
I'm not going to tweet at her and
Even
ask
if
her if she's
they're
pregnant.
9 months pregnant, you don't say it.
Oh, God, I know that.
If the baby is
Baby's-
hanging,
Yeah.
By a
Now,
cord.
Jewel Sadie, Kaylee from Firefly just had her baby recently. So
I wonder if the baby was shiny.
I'm sure it was.
Ah.
Yeah, I see what you did there. Shiny. So yeah, those are your montages. I didn't write down any tropes because frankly the movie is kind of tropey to begin with, like intentionally.
It's making fun of its own tropes a lot
Yeah.
of places. Hey, look, watch. She's going to do a superhero.
Oh, that was
landing.
awesome.
Look.
She's gonna do superhero land. She's gonna do superhero. Oh, she did it. Man, it's bad for your knees. And
They all do it.
Yeah, yep. Cue the music. Oh, I do have some clips. You want to hear some clips?
Yeah.
All right. So they did the thing in the movie that kind of bothers me sometimes. Is when they show you scenes for the trailer that they don't put in the movie. And this is the scene where, when he's strapped into the table and Ryan Reynolds is like saying, "Oh, don't leave me here with less angry Rosie O'Donnell."
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
In this trailer, he says something different.
Your mutated cells will heal anything. But you still think we're making you a superhero. We're making you a super slave. Oh, come on. You gonna leave me all alone here with Jose Canseco?
I don't even remember that one.
Where'd you find that? I'd never heard that either.
I found it on YouTube. It was one of the 3 not safe for work trailers that they made. I don't remember why I wrote this, but here it is.
We can't allow this, Deadpool.
I don't have time for your X-Men bullshit, Colossus. Besides, nobody's getting hurt. That guy was up there before we got here.
Right. I love
Dude,
that.
when that car crashed and the guy splatted on the sign and the guy got crushed by the car. And,
Yeah.
Wow. That was awesome.
I was gonna say,
Yes.
I was gonna say that is actually probably that whole scene. Sorry, not the whole scene. I would say 90% of that scene is something that I think I would have seen in a Deadpool comic. You've got the comedy, him getting shot and being pissed that he got shot.
Got shot right in the ass. Oh, he said something much funnier than that, but I don't remember what it was. Right up Main Street, I think is what he says.
Yes. And my personal favorite, of course, when he cuts his
hand off, and then it's
have you guys seen 127 Minutes?
spoiler alert. He cuts his hand off. Jeez.
Cuts his arm, cuts his hand off, but manages to put it in a bird as he can flip off.
Right,
Colossus.
that's hysterical. This is the
Speaking
last.
of which,
oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, speaking of which, we have another funny scene, obviously with Ajax, known as Francis, which is that's also funny.
Right.
But
Who got his name from a soap bottle?
But he's mad at Colossus for letting Francis get away. Mm-hmm. So, just like any other rational human being, he punches Colossus in the face, which breaks his hand immediately.
Right.
So he gets mad and punches him with the other hand, which breaks that hand immediately. And then he does a spinning kick and breaks his leg.
foot. Yep.
That was this movie's Black Knight moment.
Yeah.
From Monty Python.
Yes, it was.
If he would have said it's only a flesh wound, that would have been great. This is the last one I captured just because it was funny.
And please don't make the super suit green or animated.
There you go. And of course, you saw Sam the wallet with the picture of the Green Lantern. And the moments when I lost it in the theater was when he's all ugly or whatever, of course, and he's talking to his blind roommate, who I first had thought was Nichelle Nichols from Star Trek, and Uhura, and he says, "Looks are everything." And she's like, "Looks aren't everything." He's like, "Please, do you think Ryan Reynolds is a successful actor because of his acting skills or something like that?" Like, it was hysterical. I thought it was great. He's making fun of himself in his own movie. That just was brilliant. I loved it.
But I think we also like that whole bit because we see it in some of our favorite movies that you can't redo today, like Blazing Saddles and Brotherhood Men in Tights. Like, you can't do those movies again, but we get to see it in this version, and I think
Well, speaking
that kind
of
humor.
You can't see those things again. unless I have been misread or misled, I should say, is the right word. And I don't think I was, because I remember seeing it on the Twitter, and I got to make sure before I say something on the podcast that I can't take back.
Oh, don't worry. Central Africa, they forgave you a long time ago.
Or not.
Okay. Okay. So I have been told, seen, read that Spaceballs 2 has been greenlit.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
I've seen it as well.
Yeah. There it is. Spaceballs. The search for more money. That's what it's actually called.
The only problem, or the only thing I have to say about that is Spaceballs is not quite Blazing Saddles.
Well, no, it's not.
In terms of content, Blazing Saddles took on racism and pretty much everything else taboo.
And sheriffs.
Whereas
yeah.
Spaceballs was just making fun of a genre.
Yeah, it's making fun of, yeah. I don't think you could make Blazing Saddles today, especially not in today's climate. I just don't think it would work. Because then everybody would be offended. So there you go. I'm going to run through some trivia.
Trivia.
In the original comic book, Deadpool garnered his healing factor. Oh, we already talked about that. Never mind.
The blood?
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds has said Deadpool. I already said that. Ryan Reynolds was.
Wow, this is fast. It's great.
Ryan Reynolds was allowed to keep his Deadpool costume. He didn't ask, nor did he give anyone the chance to take it from him. And in fact, this past Halloween, he wore it.
That is awesome.
He wore it in Halloween. For Halloween, I should say. I read that one. Wade Wilson. Corny, you might find this interesting. Of course, Sam, too, because you've seen the show. Wade Wilson was named as an homage/parody to Slade Wilson, a.k.a. the mercenary Deathstroke from DC Comics.
Yes, I was actually very aware of that.
The helicarrier. There are at least 12 names on the Deadpool board, including Ryan Reynolds and T.J. Miller. Others include Rob Liefeld, who was one of the writers, producers, Mike Tyson, Vladimir Putin, Ozzy Osbourne, Charlie Sheen, Shia LaBeouf, Bill Cosby, Lindsay Lohan, Miley Cyrus, and Kanye West. That's funny.
Shia.
Oh, Shia. What did I say? Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf. Even though there are no direct references to the character, I don't know why this trivia got in here. I don't mean my script. I put it in my script, but in the trivia on IMDb, and you can kind of just be anyone and edit and upload this. So I don't know who created this, but I wanted to say it for the show because it's funny. Even though there are no direct references to the character Darkman, several of the scenes in the film have a nostalgic reference to Sam Raimi's hit film from the 1990s. Wade does also, in fact, reference Liam Neeson in a brief conversation with his girlfriend.
Yes.
They made 3 movies. At this point, I think he's just a bad parent.
A bad dad.
And then I mentioned that last one about the studio not having enough money. So that's pretty funny. The bit about recasting, well, this movie came out a week and a half ago, so I'm going to say that the casting they got is actually pretty good. So,
yep.
English villain was great.
The only thing I wish they did during that whole shtick was to actually put the names of the people they were referencing.
Yeah, that would have been a little helpful.
Or have a picture, or how I liked how it was going around the accident as it was happening.
Yeah,
but just to give it more reference, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that.
So the new game I'm adding into the show that we mentioned, I think we did last week, was the Looks Like game.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I went through the IMDb
topographical map
of Utah. No.
Utah.
I went kind of through and I was looking, and the one that I picked out was Brianna Hildebrand. She's the Negasonic teenage warhead.
Oh no!
Going basically off of just her IMDb photo.
All right,
she looks. Oh, when you're there.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Okay. Ooh, Morena is very pretty in that picture.
Yes, she is.
All right.
Okay, Brianna Hildebrand. Got it.
Wait.
I hope you guys can come up with something better. This is the only thing I can come up with.
All right, hold on. Damn it.
IMDb, Deadpool, halfway down.
This was her first movie, right?
No. She did a movie called Prism.
Okay.
Where she was Julia. She was the star of that movie. And
She's done a lot, hasn't she?
No, she hasn't.
She's short as all get out there.
The Voice Inside, which was a short Annie undocumented TV series for one episode. And then Deadpool, and then she's doing a movie called The First Girl I Loved. She's Sasha. So yes, very, very few credits for her.
Oh,
are you there? Are you there, Sam?
Oh yeah.
So the only thing I can come up with was she looks like the girl in college you wanted to ask out, but you were too scared to because she can kick your ass.
That's too nice.
Because she can kick my ass.
Yes.
Ooh, Adobe, stop. That's the only. If you have a better one, feel free to do that. Soundtrack grade. A
very short-haired Penelope not Cruz. Was it Cruz? Penelope Cruz.
How about this? T.J. Miller's picture.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Looks like that. Looks like Bill Nye smoked too much weed in college.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. That hair is awful.
That's horrible, dude. Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll keep trying at that game.
Oh, that's it. Holy crap baskets.
Yeah.
I'll have to remember that for next week. I'll have something for you.
Doc Brown as a 20-year-old.
There you go. That's pretty good. As a
Marty.
Yeah.
Actually, it's more like Marty. Marty.
What the F happened to you? Anyway, because he would just
Marty. You look like a topographical map of Utah.
You look like somebody face burped a topical. Yeah, you look like an avocado had sex with an older avocado, but not like normal sex, like angry sex. Like there was issues. Thank you, I got it. What did I learn? I learned that Deadpool is awesome. That's all I learned.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh wait.
What?
I was say we actually forgot. I think one of the funniest bits in the entire movie.
What's that?
The very heroic Colossus speech.
Oh yeah, and he just shoots.
You have 4 or 5 moments. You need these 4 or 5 moments. You take a breath. You think you wake up every day, and then pow. You were going on and on.
Going on and on. You're right. That was great. Oh man. Top 3 Ryan Reynolds movies. Corny.
What the shit? Okay.
Ooh.
No, I'm kidding. All right. So, because I really want to add this movie now, but I can't because that's the rule.
Stupid rule.
Damn stupid.
Stupid movies. Stupid rules.
Who made up these rules?
I think we did.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, arsehole. All right. I'm gonna go with. Damn, where's my movie? Well, oddly enough, I haven't seen a lot of Ryan Reynolds movies, and so that makes me very sad. But I'm gonna go with an honorable mention of Waiting. It has one of my favorite ladies in it, and what's her name?
What's the movie?
Anna Faris.
Waiting.
Never seen that one.
Never heard of it.
It's essentially about the life of servers when I was waiting tables. That's actually pretty awesome. It's a pretty gross movie, but whatever. But yeah, honorable mention for that one. And then my number 2.
Long, yeah. Luis Guzman is in that.
Yes, he is.
Sorry. Keep going.
And then my number 3 would be Blade Trinity.
Okay.
With Ryan Reynolds kind of being Ryan Reynolds as a vampire.
He's basically he's basically
Deadpool is a vampire.
Yeah, Deadpool, but as a vampire hunter.
Yeah. And then my number 2 being National Lampoon's Van Wilder.
Van Wilder.
Have you ever seen that? That actually, there's a newer version of it, but it's garbage. It's his freshman year. It's just disgusting.
Party Liaison. Is that what that is? Or is that the original?
I think it's you've got Van Wilder, then Van Wilder.
Oh, the Rise of Taj.
No, not The Rise of Taj.
Oh.
But it's anyway.
Sorry,
the very first one. And then I'm actually going to go with The Proposal as my number one.
Okay.
So I've watched that actually
funny.
a couple times. And
It's got Betty White in it.
Yeah, and it's got my favorite lady, Sandra Bullock, in it.
Yep.
She's being mean and funny. So
Grouchy.
Grouchy is a good term.
Sorry, I went down the rabbit hole of Van Wilder, and then I clicked on Tara Reid. She used to be so beautiful.
Yep.
And then she got all weird and druggy, but she was hot in the 2000s. Anyway, that was a fun little rabbit hole.
Yes, it was.
I liked that Van Wilder movie. It was funny.
I did too. It's one of those that if it's on, I'll actually watch it.
Yeah. Sam?
I got Van Wilder at 3.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Smoking Aces at 2.
Yeah, I still need to see that.
I actually watched that this past weekend. It was I taped it on DVR. And then at number 1, and this is just for his acting chops, the movie Buried.
I never saw that.
Have you ever seen that?
No.
I've never seen that.
I heard.
Oh my God.
It seemed terrifying.
It is. And if you
It looks
are
like it looks like he's in a tiny spot in the promo there.
Yeah, he's in a tight spot.
Yeah.
And
Damn, we in a tight spot.
And it's claustrophobic. It's just one of those movies that gets to you. It's pretty good. And he makes you believe that he's trapped in a box underground.
Well,
so
apparently I have not seen it, but everyone that you see in the credits just says voice. So apparently, like, it's just him in a box and then his cell phone, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Steve Tobolowsky.
You are trapped in the box with him.
That makes me
Why is he in this box? Actually, I'm actually starting to not feel good about looking at this dude in the box.
It's a movie. I don't know if I'd recommend it, but it's interesting. It's almost more like an experimentation on what you can do in terms of dialogue and stuff like that. But it's pretty cool. Basically, I think the story he's a contractor or something in Iraq.
Yeah, Paul is a U.S. truck driver working in Iraq. After an attack by a group of Iraqis, he wakes up to find he is buried alive inside a coffin. Only with a lighter and a cell phone, it's a race against time to escape his claustrophobic death trap.
Yep.
We only have about 30 minutes of air anyway. If Leverage has taught me anything.
Right. That was a good episode. Okay, it's my turn?
How about you, Sean?
Yeah, all right. So I just wrote
a dude in a box.
I wrote 4 of them, or how many did I write? 5.
Dude
I can't
in the
count.
box, girl.
In case you guys did, So I did Blade 3. It's kind of as a honorable mention because it's a terrible movie, but he's the better part of that movie. And otherwise, kind of bad movie. Van Wilder I also put in there. So for number 3, I'll put Turbo, the movie about the snail.
Okay.
It's kind of fun, and I have a 3-year-old, so Number 2, I put Safe House.
Was he in Safe House?
Yeah.
Is that Jodie Foster?
No, that's Panic Room.
That's Panic Room. Safe House.
Yeah. So it's a Denzel Washington bit, right? He works for the CIA.
All right. Yeah.
Safe House. So Ryan Reynolds works for the CIA, right? And he manages a safe house. Okay. And then they get Denzel.
They aren't so safe.
Well, he gets this 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 client, whatever they bring. It is Denzel. Yes, Denzel. He shows up, right? Well, then he kind of like finds out that the CIA is actually trying to kill Denzel, and Denzel is like a traitor kind of a thing, and then he has to track him down, and then there's the plot twist and the thing and the whatever. But I like the movie because 1, it shows him as an action dude, but 2, he's really clever. Like I like your heroes to be clever, and like he outthinks Denzel a couple of times, and that's what makes the movie really good. Is that he so I actually really like that movie.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I actually recommend it. If we ever stream it, if it ever gets streaming, I would think we should watch that one. And then R.I.P.D. is my number 1.
No,
it's silly and dumb, and
that's a horrible movie.
No, it's
wasn't
not.
It the movie that does he die and then become a?
He's basically the ghost version of Men in Black.
Oh, that's right.
It feels like Men in Black. No, it's not. It's fine.
It really is.
It's fun. It's okay.
IMDb gave it a 5.6, so it's not very good.
No, it's not a very good movie. It's just fun. I mean, come on. It's better than Green Lantern. It's better
That's
than
true.
I
X-Men.
would rather watch Green Lantern.
Oh,
than
Green Lantern is
R.I.P.D.
awful. I can't watch Green Lantern.
No, I'm sorry.
The only reason why you watch Green Lantern is
I
because
would not allow that.
Blake Lively's in it. Like, that's the only reason. And you can watch her in other things.
When she sleeps, when she eats.
No. So there you go. Those are our top three. I put on Facebook. I asked people to chime in, and someone did. Catherine, our old voiceover person.
Yeah, Catherine.
She's
not old. I mean,
well, she's not old. She's just our former. She said The Proposal, Just Friends, and Definitely Maybe. So
Yeah, he's in a few rom-coms.
Yeah, he
she's
is.
such a girl, but at the same time, I mean, he's got to be like rom-com gold.
Oh, yeah.
He had a funny.
He's Canadian.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, there's that. That's
Well,
it.
he looks like that guy from My Name Is Earl.
What?
You mean Jason Lee?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
If you look at pictures, he looks like Jason Lee.
No, he doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
No. No.
Anyway.
There you go. That's it. That's our show. Do we have out of 10?
Email?
I'm checking right now.
Okay. Top 10.
We didn't when we started the show, so I'm going to see if we do now.
Oh.
And no voicemails either. So I'll tell you what that phone call you can do in a little bit anyway is. Was that English? What just happened? Am I having a stroke? What's going on?
What just happened?
No email. What?
Hey, Sean, if you wanted to read a book but didn't have time and wanted to listen to it in your car, what would you use?
Oh, yeah, audible.com/cheapseat reviews. There you go. audibletrial.com/cheapseat reviews. Anyway. Out of 10, Corny.
I'm actually going to give this an 8.5 out of 10. I will reserve. Sorry, it's a very good movie and one I will probably watch again. One I will probably own, but I think, like I said, I think it was a perfectly done movie in the genre. I could have actually dealt with more Deadpool action, but that's what the sequel's for. But I could have had him fight a little bit more. I think I would have been happier with that.
That's okay. I'm with you there. All right, Sam.
This is, excuse me, goodness. I'm going to own this movie when it comes out on Blu-ray, mainly because I really want to see some of these deleted scenes and outtakes. So I think they're going to be absolutely hilarious. And to that fact that, if I'm going to own a movie, I really like it. I'm going to give it a good solid 8. And I'm trying to remember, when we did Age of Ultron, we were all real excited right after the movie. And I'm worried a little bit about this one.
Not me.
But I think this one is going to hold up a little better in terms of repeated viewing than Ultron. So I'm going to give it a solid 8.
Okay.
Yeah, Ultron went down for me every time that I saw it. Actually, I'm really curious as to what I gave Ultron.
I'm looking back for it, and I don't. Did we do Age of Ultron?
Yeah,
we did. We had to because I bitched about it a lot.
Apparently, I didn't. When did we do it? When did that movie come out? 2015, right?
Yeah, in the summer.
Maybe I need to go to our website because I don't see it in my.
I got it.
List of movies that we did.
I think it ended up there in the high 7s.
That sounds about right. I don't think Chad was real happy with the movie.
I got the Star Wars. I can't find it. Anyway.
I got you, fam. That doesn't work here.
You looking it up? I can't remember.
Yes, I'm looking it up.
Well, whatever. You're Sam. So, okay. So my turn?
Yep.
Sean, I'm going to give it a. I don't know why I said my name. I was typing it.
Sean, give movie.
I had a good time with this movie. I really did. I just thought it was so fun. I'm going to give it. I don't know. I'm going to give it an 8.75.
Wow.
I had a good time with this movie, and maybe again because I just recently saw it. But I'll put it this way. I watched 3 movies this weekend, and I'll tell you what those were in just a second. But of the three, I had the most fun of the three with this one. Like I just had a good time. I mean, and I don't know. I had a really good time with it, and so therefore I give it an 8.75. Now, if we had watched The Martian for this podcast, which I watched this weekend, I freaking loved The Martian.
Yes,
and it is a
good little
phenomenal movie, and I would give that like a 9.5. I loved it, and I was oh my gosh, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, and just I wanted. We finished watching it, and I wanted to watch it again immediately. Except that it's a 2.5 hour long movie.
It's a great book, by the way.
I want to read it. I really do.
I've got it somewhere around here. I'll bring it to you next time.
Sweet. I'll give you your movie poster.
By the way, Avengers Age of Ultron, 7.75.
Is that was our
that's way too high.
That was our total?
Yeah. I actually do think that's way too high. But at the same time, that was a fresh viewing, so it is what it is.
Yeah. Well.
Yep.
Sean, did you actually have to science the shit out of that movie, or was it just easy to watch?
The Martian, the science that they did was so over my head, and what's great about it is they don't talk down to you.
Nope.
Like it's just this is the science, and if you don't know what's happening, you don't need to. It's fine. But this is, you know what I'm saying, like, because you've heard me complain a lot about how directors can talk down to their viewing audience. Oh, I hope they don't notice that a painting doesn't fit the briefcase and we're going to crush it in half and no one will notice. Like, come on, Paul Verhoeven, what are you doing? Like, don't do stuff like that, So things like that in movies just piss me off. Don't talk down to me. For the most part, I think audiences are pretty intelligent, though no one in the audience laughed when he said McAvoy or Stewart, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm giving America.
Same thing with this, he's not the hero
He's not the boyfriend you need or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is the boyfriend you need or something like that. I don't know. That was a funny line. That's going to do it for us, right?
I can't believe we're done with this thing before 11 o'clock.
It's crazy. I don't know what we're doing next week. Honestly, I don't know.
But I know who.
At this, what?
What?
As I record this right now, we have lots of things kind of in the air about next week's recording. So one of several things will happen by the time you hear this episode. We will be doing a show, and it'll be probably something very manly like Top Gun or something like that. B, there will be no show, and we'll just have to skip a week, and that's okay. Or I guess I don't know what there's. I guess that's really the only two options, right?
C would be next time you see us, it'll be Shakespeare in Love.
Yes. So C, at some point in the future, Shakespeare in Love is going to be happening.
We promise you, Jed.
Yeah.
Don't hate on us now.
But we also have some other fun stuff coming up after that. And if you have a request, please send in your request, whether it's through Facebook, Twitter, or email. We want to know what you want us to do, because most of these movies we just did because we wanted to, except for Shakespeare in Love because we were told to. We're kidding, Jen.
By the way, did you see there's some new good ones added here in
coming in March?
In March?
No, I didn't.
Yes,
but
I think I texted it.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. The Robin Hood one actually kind of got me excited. I don't know why. I just mainly because part of our music intro is from that movie. But there's. I actually had a pretty interesting idea, which we'll talk off at the end of the show. So that's going to do it.
Are you going to break the fourth wall and
British accent?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Actually, Sean, you know what you really should do?
What?
Is do fourth wall breaks by just dubbing over parts of the show.
Okay.
By the way, I really want to do Groundhog Day.
Yeah, we could probably do that. I don't see why not. Get it in there. I did make the joke. This is I made the joke recently because we just recently had Groundhog Day, and they said Punxsutawney Phil is like 38% accurate, and I said, yeah, you can tell he's a government employee. He can be 30% right at his job and still continue to have a job. You can tell he works for the state. Yeah. That joke's funny because all four of us, when Andrew's here, work for the state. Other interesting news for those of you who have listened to the show for the last 100 episodes, Chad had his baby. So Chad didn't
Congrats,
have it.
Chad.
His wife had the baby, and so
on his little Iron Man.
There was a joke coming.
So Chad is now a proud father. So
welcome, Felix.
Yeah, Felix is his son's name. So congratulations.
FE is the first two letters of the name.
What?
Which is what scientific symbol?
Iron.
Iron.
He's a little Iron Man.
Yep. I got the joke.
Yeah. You see?
Look at me sciencing some stuff too. Look at that.
Look at that. You scienced the shit out of that.
That's right.
Yeah. I was like, they did say that line, right? Like, that has to be.
He does say that. Basically, what's happened in the movie, not to really give anything away, but like he realizes that in order to survive long enough to be rescued, he's going to have to find a way to grow his own food on the planet that doesn't grow food.
Yeah.
And so that's when he kind of says, I'm going to have to science the shit out of this. It's pretty great. And the solution is really clever.
It absolutely is. It's even more so in the book. They really do a little bit more of the science in the book because they can.
Yeah.
And you just sit there like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. So anyway, I watched. I also watched Pixels this past weekend too, which I don't know why people hated that movie so much. I thought it was funny and kind of, it's Adam Sandler, but I don't remember what we gave Ridiculous 6, and I guess I got the sheet right here.
I haven't done it yet. Yeah.
Ridiculous 6, we gave it it's an average of about 5. I would give it like a 6.5 or 7.
You liked it more?
Yeah, way better than Ridiculous 6. Ridiculous 6 gave us 2 things. It gave us a burro, and then it gave us the when I meet Paul, I'm going to scream Goldern. Like,
gosh darn.
That's the only 2 things.
Golding.
I don't know what he says.
Golding.
What about the 3 nipple thing too? And
well, that's part of I meant the whole song.
Yeah.
And the really strong neck.
Hey, brah.
No, not that one. Here it is.
When I see fire, I'm gonna scream, "Go dang you!"
Yeah, that. So anyway, but like I don't know, like Pixels was fun and it's nostalgic for like us because like those games that they're fighting against, we all played when we were kids. We played them on our Nintendos instead of in the arcade. But I don't know, I had a good time with it. Do what?
I don't know. It was probably the last arcade generation.
Yeah.
I remember the Barrel of Fun in the Florida Mall or the Winter Haven Mall.
I went to putt golf and games in High Point. We had Super Saturdays. I told somebody about that today at work. I was like, we have a thing called Super Saturday, unlimited tokens and lunch for $5. And they're like, are you serious? That sounds amazing. Like that's what it was back in the mid 90s, So anyway, I had a good time with it. And then I watched Kung Fu Panda 3 also the weekend before. And it was fun. As
you're losing the magic.
No, it was still good. I think I liked the second one better. I liked the jokes better in the second one, but it was still good. It gets a little magic-y, but I mentioned to Chad or not Chad, but Corny. He does a dragon punch in that from Dragon Ball Z, which is kind of funny. Anyway, that's gonna do it for our show.
Cool.
Right? That's it?
That's it.
Time to wrap up. Yep. So please leave us a review. Oh, I got to hit my... please leave us a review on iTunes, Stitcher, and or Google Play.
Are you aching?
What? Visit our website.
For some bacon.
Oh. No. Please visit our website, cheapseatreviews.com. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/cheapseatreviews. And, if you comment on stuff, I'll read it on air, obviously. Thank you, Catherine. Follow us on Twitter at CheapSeatCast. You may follow me. I'm at Sean J. Allred, at Saniji16 is Sam, at Johnny Darko16 is Corny, and at A. Jimison is Andrew. You, of course, may send us your emails with your requests to cheapseatreviews@gmail.com. And you can also call us. That's right. You may call us at, I got to find the phone number here, at 704-271-4290. Leave us a voicemail. We'll read it, or I'll play it on the air. So if you're driving down the road and you're like, I can't really send an email because it's unsafe to drive and things like that, just call us, give us a call. Unfortunately, we can't receive texts, but we can do the phone call. So leave us a voicemail. We'd love to hear from you guys. I guess that's going to do it, right? So, Deadpool was awesome. So go out and watch it. And then that way you can listen.
As long as you're over 18.
Over 18, yeah. And that way you can listen to this show. Hopefully you watched it before you listened to this show. Otherwise, I'm kind of sorry, I guess. I don't know. Maybe not. It's your own fault. So that's going to do it for us. So on behalf of Corny Andrew, who's not here, Chad, who is a proud father now. Congratulations, Chad. Sam, this is Sean saying good night. Thank you for listening, and, good night.